Hello and welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. Yes, I'm bundled up. It's like 12 degrees here in Southeast Louisiana and I'm cold even in my house. You guys, I have the most important video I've ever done in my entire life, including the Maui series. You need to hang in here and watch this entire video. We cannot shut our southern border under President Biden for two reasons. One is called the Los Angeles Declaration of Migration and Protection. And the second reason is called the Declaration of North America, DNA. Now, as I dive into that, you need to seriously pay attention. You want to know why the border's wide open? I've got the answers for you.
This country cannot break the law, and that is why we need to use our military to secure our own southern border in this country. That's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. It means the people we elect to run the government needs to be the ones who actually run the government, not the shadow government in the deep state that runs the show today. This man is going to get in there this time around and actually shut down that deep state. Not messing around this time anymore. That's how we win this war in this country.
And I quote from the Declaration of North America, DNA, January 10th, 2023. Today marks the 6-month anniversary of the Los Angeles Declaration of Migration and Protection, a bold new framework for regional responsibility sharing that 21 leaders endorsed on the margins of the 9th Summit of the America. The three countries of North America each made ambitious commitments under the Los Angeles Declaration, including working together to advance labor mobility in North America, particularly regarding regular pathways, and have been delivering on these commitments. Since June, Mexico, the United States, and Canada have collectively welcomed record numbers of migrants and refugees from the Western Hemisphere under new and expanded labor and humanitarian programs. Today, we affirm our joint commitment to safe, orderly, and humane migration under the Los Angeles Declaration and other relevant multilateral frameworks. This includes assisting host communities and promoting migrant and refugee integration, providing protection to refugees, asylum seekers, and vulnerable migrants, strengthening asylum capacity in the region, expanding and promoting regular pathways for migration and protection, addressing the root causes and impacts of irregular migration and forced displacement, and collaborating to counter xenophobia and discrimination against migrants and refugees. Now more than ever, we need to identify and address the root causes of irregular migration and forced displacement. Mexico, the United States, and Canada commit to supporting countries across the Western Hemisphere to create the conditions to improve quality of life. To that end, we will continue to work together with our respective private sectors to promote responsible business practice, implement obligations under the USMCA and international labor conventions, and cooperate to eradicate the use of forced labor and child in supply chains. Guys, you need to go look at the Los Angeles Declaration on Migration and Protection. It most definitely brings up the UN's sustainability goals and how this is something that we must do, and it will be financed with international financiers. So this has been planned for a very long time, and our country has committed to guarantee human rights to individuals in vulnerable situations and to provide access to international protection as appropriate.
Summit of the Americas is wrapping up its final day in Los Angeles, and with it, a new agreement to address one of the Western Hemisphere's most pressing issues, irregular migration. Our chief political correspondent, David Aiken, is at the summit and has more on Canada's new commitments. David.
Well, Farah, the 3-day summit here in Los Angeles has really covered a lot of ground. And for his part, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has used his time here to advocate on everything from pushing for more support for Ukraine to promoting gender equality to talking about finishing the fight against COVID.
We need to deliver for people and make sure they see themselves in the progress we make. For that, we must ensure that we have strong institutions and take action to strengthen them further.
But the big focus for the summit host, U.S. President Joe Biden, has been to address problems around irregular migration and refugees. And Biden has done that through an agreement dubbed the Los Angeles Declaration on Migration and Protection.
With this declaration, we're transforming our approach to managing migration in the Americas. Each of us is signing up to commitments that recognizes the challenges we all share.
Canada signed on to that and made 3 commitments. First, it will take in 4,000 new refugees from the Americas by 2028. It will also promote a Francophone immigration program. That's a program many in French-speaking Haiti may take advantage of. And finally, it will spend nearly $27 million this year to help with a variety of migration and border management projects throughout Central and South America.
I saved the best for last. You know that I did. I want you to listen to your president discuss how many millions of dollars we have already given, and we have committed to continue giving all these other countries on top of taking in these migrants. You guys, literally, I'm sitting here, I printed it out, the Los Angeles Declaration of Migration and Protection. Listen what we have promised. All right, convene multilateral developmental banks, international financial institutions, and traditional and non-traditional donors to review financial support instruments for countries hosting migrant populations and facing other migration challenges. Improve regional cooperation mechanisms for law enforcement cooperation, information sharing, protection, sensitive border management, visa regimens, and regularization processes. Strengthen and expand temporary labor migration pathways as feasible that benefit countries across the region, including through new programs promoting connections between employers and migrant workers, robust safeguards for ethnic recruitment, and legal protections for their rights. Improve access to public and private services for all migrants, refugees, and stateless persons to promote their full social and economic inclusion in their host communities. With our respective obligations under international human rights laws and international refugee laws, and that respects the dignity of the individual, integrates safeguards to prevent refoulement, and promotes the return of children to safe conditions. You guys, I'm telling y'all, we're screwed. We are screwed. Listen to your president. This man is a joke. By the way, if you've watched this far, if you've not done so, please help us feed struggling American families. I'm going to link in real quick our Give, Send, Go campaign, food for thought, more than now than ever. Seeing, look how much I printed, what our country has already promised, and this is why we cannot close the border. We can't. It's not going to close. We need more small farmsteads, homesteads, and farmers to be able to get CSA programs, food growing, so that we can feed our own communities. Because as much as I love Trump, like he said, the damage is so bad, he may not be able to fix it.
Because it is a historic commitment we're about to make. 20 countries coming together to launch the Los Angeles Declaration on Migration and Protection. With this declaration, we're transforming our approach to managing migration in the Americas. Each of us is signing up to commitments that recognizes the challenges we all share and the responsibility that impacts on all of our nations. And that will take all of our nations, and this is I've learned by significant experience, going to take all of our nations working together in partnership to address this migration issue. The past few years, the global economic crisis triggered by COVID-19 pandemic is now made worse by Russia's war in Ukraine and the political turmoil from autocracies, regimes in our region, has led to record levels of migration. Not just to the United States, Colombia has hosted millions of refugees from Venezuela. Right now, migrants make up as much as 10% of the population of Costa Rica. And no nation should bear this responsibility alone, in my view, our view. The economic futures depend on one another. Each of our futures depend on one another. And our security is linked in ways that I don't think most people in my country fully understand, and maybe not in your countries as well.
Did that buffoon really just say, we don't understand the security issues, how we're linked together? You explain to me how we're supposed to work with people coming from 140 other countries, speaking 140 different languages. How are they even going to work in American English-speaking country? I'm just saying, you guys, we're not going to be able to shut the border under him. And when Trump gets in, they're going to fight him tooth and nail, because this is all linked back to the 2030 agenda. I keep trying to tell you guys that. Please go back and watch our other videos on smart cities, the 2030 agenda, all of it. All of it. We are running out of time. We have 6 years before they implement their nonsense on us. I really think Jesus is going to come back before then. I'm just saying. So, you know, money comes and goes. I think our time here in this world is short. So please help me reach out and feed not only people's bodies, but their souls. God bless you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Enjoy the rest of this ridiculousness.
And the needs of countries hosting those migrants. That's why it has the support of the United Nations High Commissioner on Refugees and the International Organization for Migration. And that's why so many nations, again, 20, representing the entire migration route from Chile to Canada, were eager to sign up to be part of this shared solution.
No, they were eager to sign up because the United States is going to give each and every one of those countries money. Whose money is it? If you're for this mass migration, all I have to say to you is give your entire check to it, because we can't be taxed anymore and our money not go back to our children. We have children not even allowed to go to their public schools because of this insanity.
And have stepped up with their own major commitments. I particularly want to thank President Chavez of Costa Rica and President Lasso, who you'll hear from in a minute, of Ecuador, for your new commitments to support and protect migrants in your countries, so you have the chance to stay and begin to rebuild your lives where they are. And like many others, countries in the United States
Are stepping up. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that there were other countries in the United States. I don't think they make mistakes. I think that was an intentional statement. I'm just saying, you guys. I'm just saying, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's 8:30 and I'm freezing to death. My brain's not working. Maybe my blood's too thick. I'm just saying, countries in the United States, wake up. Share this video with flipping everyone.
Are stepping up with significant commitments as well. To help our partners in the region continue to welcome refugees and migrants, we're providing economic support. For example, more than $300 million in new funding for humanitarian assistance for countries in the region, so when migrants arrive on their doorstep, they can provide a place to stay.
You heard him. $300 million for countries with an S, which means more than one. So, you know, I'm just saying, you guys, why do we have to pay for it? Why are we required to pay for it? Is anybody paying for your health care? I mean, I'm asking you guys to help me be able to provide food for people in my community that work because they're not getting any help. And I can't grow the food and give it away for free because then I won't be able to pay my electric bill. I'm just saying. Nobody's coming to help me. No one's coming to help you. Why the hell do we have to help them? It's too much. It's just too much. And to my regular viewer who pointed this out in a comment and said, Sam, why is no one talking about this? God bless you, beautiful lady, because see, I read every comment on my channel. I am the only moderator with almost 25,000 subscribers. I moderate every single one of your responses. I care. I truly care what you have to say. Like, I know that you care, that I want to feed people in my community. And if we don't stick together, if you and I don't start doing something, what is going to happen to our children, our grandchildren, and my godchildren?
Make sure migrants can see a doctor. Find opportunities to work so they don't have to undertake the dangerous journey north. And we're going to provide millions more, including through the World Bank, to support countries and communities that are carrying the greatest responsibility for migrants. For example, Colombia received $800 million last year. Not enough, but $800 million that will help respond to the influx of refugees from Venezuela. And there's more we'll do, working with the World Bank and the Inter-American Development Bank. We're also expanding opportunities for people to come to the United States
I
lawfully.
had a comment the other day. A lady said, please stop putting all the Democrats with the left liberals. It's like, we're not the same. You guys caused this. You caused this. If you voted Democrat, you're causing this. Though I have to be honest, the Republicans are just as bad. They've all been bought. If you can't see the truth behind why we all keep telling you, if you don't vote for Donald Trump, you're killing our country.
Let's do this, guys. It's good to see you. It's good to be back to New Hampshire. We miss you guys. We're going to make this happen, and you guys know this well. You know this man. You know why we're here. Patriots across this state. We are in the middle of a war in this country. That's what this is. It's not a war between black and white. It's not between Democrat and Republican, even in a deeper sense. It's between the permanent state and the everyday citizen. Between those of us who love the United States of America and a fringe minority who hates this country and what we stand for. And right now we need a commander-in-chief who will lead us to victory in this war. This country cannot break the law, and that is why we need to use our military to secure our own southern border in this country. That's what it means to stand for the rule of law in the United States of America. It means the people we elect to run the government needs to be the ones who actually run the government, not the shadow government in the deep state that runs the show today. This man is going to get in there this time around and actually shut down that deep state. Not messing around this time anymore. That's how we win this war in this country. And the way we're actually going to do this in the long run and win this time around is with elections we need to secure in this country for the long run. You want to know what needs to happen in this country? Single-day voting on Election Day as a national holiday with paper ballots, government-issued ID to match the voter file, and English as the sole language that appears on a ballot. And I'm confident this man will be the one to get us there. And this is how we get our country back.